Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today, among other things, we have to discuss UK rapper Zuby revisited Eminem's classic album MMLP, and he had some interesting things to say about it, and this has sparked a discussion on social media since then. And before we get to the topics in this, if you're here for the first time, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So first of all, since we're talking about MMLP, the sequel recently hit a new milestone on Spotify, crossing 2.5 billion streams. And personally, this is one of my favorite Eminem albums, right up there with the best, and I wonder if anyone feels the same way. And shortly before we head to the main topic at hand, for the gamers out there, Def Jam's official Twitter account recently teased fans with the possibility of a new game.
Shut your mouth. Thought your boy might want some real competition. Crack could use the exercise.
And fans of the original from the PlayStation 2 generation are going crazy right now, and as you'd expect, many have reacted this way. This game better have Eminem as a character, and fans have already made some posters to go with it, with Eminem on the cover. Here's another one by Boss Logic. But unfortunately, Paul Rosenberg stepped down as CEO of Def Jam, so even the chances of Eminem appearing in this, if it ever happens, are slim to none. And the user came with the jokes since you can peep Rihanna on the roster. Good thing Chris Brown isn't on it, it would just auto-win against Rihanna. And to be fair, Def Jam added to the tweet stating, "Once our Twitter hits 1 million, we have a special announcement for y'all, but we're still waiting and the threats are pouring in. If this is a mobile game or y'all capping, I ain't listening to a single Def Jam artist ever again." UK rapper Zuby, who's become quite the controversial figure after he identified as a female to break the weightlifting record to prove a point, recently shared his experience after revisiting Eminem's MMLP, stating, "I listened to Eminem's MMLP again over the weekend. It came out 20 years ago, but it's amazing how relevant it all is. I'd argue it's more relevant now and would be even more controversial if released today. 80% of the tracks would get him cancelled." And speaking from experience, just a breakdown of one of the songs from that album had a ripple effect that I will not go into right now, but I get what he's saying, and this has sparked a conversation about Eminem. Zuby's audience are more to the right, and many responses are along these lines. "That's why I can't believe he went awake. His entire fan base loved him because he wasn't P correct." And the thread is more proof that Eminem is taking fire from all angles at the moment, from left to right. 1 second he's getting heat from the left for the Ariana Grande reference, and the next second he's getting fired from the right. And another user expands, "That album hit everyone like a sledgehammer, especially after the Slim Shady LP. Talk about push boundaries and push back again. Even the die-hard dark shade rap stars were like, whoa, so how on earth did he go all awake?" To which Zuby replied, "I was wondering this myself. How did much of a generation raised on that music end up so P-correct and soft?" But regardless, he's still getting a lot of praise from many users on there. Yep, he's a master of his craft. I'm always looking to talk with people about how dope his lyrics and wordplay are, so if you're down, I'm down. Do you have a standout Eminem song in general? And it's safe to say, overall, Zuby is a fan as he replies with tons. The Way I Am and Till I Collapse are GOAT. On the discussion that Eminem releasing MMLP today will get him cancelled, the user replied stating, "Both my teens said of course it wouldn't get him cancelled. There is much worse than Eminem out there now, and then they looked at me like I was a weird old person." And he replied with, "Nah, there isn't though. I can't think of any rap artist as raw and talented as Eminem in his prime. Not even close, he was something else." And this is exactly what I was talking about in a recent post on Twitter about teenagers thinking they know what it was like in Eminem's prime. 17-year-olds talking about how Eminem fell off in 03, you fell out the womb in 03, so take a sip. So of course, as the user stated, teens think artists today are worse when it comes to being raw on the mic, but those that know better know that Eminem wouldn't even get signed today. The user states, "Release, it would have never get produced. Hell, the Eminem of 20 years might not even get signed right now." Now bear in mind that just days ago, many on Twitter, including some verified accounts, were sharing a tweet that suggested that if you delete Eminem's discography, nothing will change. Yet Eminem and his albums from nearly 2 decades ago are still hot topics of discussions to this day, with takes like this. There's more courage in that one Eminem album in terms of unapologetic self-expression and radical honesty than there is in entire American universities these days. But it is those within hip-hop that should know better that aid in downplaying the impact of albums like MMLP, an album that diamond-certified artists even outside the genre like Ed Sheeran and Usher have credited as a major influence.
Dad bought me the Marshall Mathers LP when I was 9 years old, not knowing what was on it. It helped me get rid of the stutter.
You set the trend with that Confessions album of being one of the most transparent artists in history.
Yeah.
I have Eminem to thank for that.
And this response takes the cake. Such a great album, I know every word of that entire album by heart, to which Zuby replies, can't say them or you'll get cancelled. But jokes aside, the world has changed, and I remember Eminem talking about that one song that was supposed to make Kamikaze that they said went too far, so he's certainly surrounded by people that want him to tone it down. What are your thoughts on these? And these kind of discussions make those who try to downplay Eminem's impact look like clowns, that's for sure. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.